I had a trading strategy that honestly thought is a blueprint, but when the market crashed, I made one single emotional mistake that cost me pretty much the entire account. It happened so fast I was physically frozen, just watching months of hard work completely evaporate. In this video, I'm going to share with you the brutal details of my mistakes and the one psychological lesson that taught me sense to be a more profitable trader. This is not just another story about losing money, but it's a story about survival and an insane tuition I paid to learn how the market really works. Before it crashed, everything was going right. I spent nearly 2 years developing backtesting swing trading strategy. The rules was crystal clear. The logic was sound, and the most important, it was making me money consistently. I was meticulous. Every morning I run, made my scan, find the setups, the tilt. My super strict criteria was unfilterized. It was set my entries, my stop losses, my profit targets. I just walked away. I treated like business, and let me tell you, the business was booming. My account was growing at a nice, steady pace, and I was so confident. I really believed that I cracked the code. I'd seen another trader talking about losing control or getting emotional, and I think myself, that's not gonna be me. I'm disciplined. I had a plan. I followed to the teeth and told myself, what can go wrong? What can possibly go wrong? My profit was curved. It was beautiful, steady climb. I felt smart in control and yeah, a little bit invincible. This overconfident was the first crack in the foundation, but I was busy admiring the view and seeing it. I remember seeing the real first deal sign of trouble. The market was getting choppy. The headline was turning ugly, and then you can really feel this low hum of anxiety in there. But just wrote it off. All of it was thought to myself, oh, it's just a noise. My strategy account count for this. I got this. I told myself drawdowns are part of the game. I saw myself as a calm, rational trader, wouldn't panic like the rest of the herd. I believe my technical strategy was a shield, but the real danger was not the market. It was my own brain. I was calm, confident, and completely unprepared for the storm that I was about to hit the market. The day fell apart, started like any other given day, but like mid-morning, the market was a little bit volatile. At first, wasn't worried. I had a few position open, all with stop losses in place. I had nothing to worry about. I was pretty much, again, confident in my performance, standard stuff, but it wasn't a standard day. The selling was relentless. It was waterfall, literally waterfall. Before the market even hit my stop loss, my biggest position, the platform glitched. Uh, then it gapped down, blowing right past my sell order, and in a blink, I was down 5%, far more than my risk rules allowed. That's when the first wave of real gun punching fear hit me. It was a physical feeling. My chest got tight. I broke out cold sweat. I was watching the months of profit vanish in a minute. The disciplined, calm trader that thought I was, it was gone. In his place, it was something that I didn't even recognize. Just starting that screen, hit pounding, thinking can't be happening. And I saw it. A tiny green candle, a little bounce, a signal, a catastrophic thought shot through my head. This is the bottom. I can make it all back right now. It wasn't a logic. Desperate mixed with hope of greens and greed. This is what they call the revenge trading. The burning desire to get everything back from the market, to erase the damage immediately. My trading plan that I had basically for it suddenly gone from my brain. All I could feel was the intense and the pain of the loss. The pain was screaming at me to do something. So I made a mistake, the single worst decision of my entire trading career. I didn't just hold my losing position, I doubled down. I completely threw my risk. No risk management. No risk management rules. Throw them out of the window. And bought some more. Bought some more. Averaging down on the trade that was already disaster. I'm physically dragging my stop loss lower on the chart, telling myself a little more room to breathe, but I wasn't given the room to breathe. I was giving my fear to control me, to give them full control. I was abandoned my entire strategy. Next few hours was a blur of agony. The market didn't bounce. The little green candle was a bull trap. The sell-off just kept going and going and going. My screen was sea of reds. And I just sat there paralyzed, watching my account balance completely chatter. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even act. Finally, long after my matter, my broker margin call came and forced my position to close. In a single afternoon, I had lost nearly 70% of my account. The silence after that was defeating. It wasn't just the money, which was devastating as it is. It was the crushing the weight of shame. I just lost money. I lost my discipline. I lost my confidence, my identity as a trader. I proven myself, in fact, that I was one of those guys, the emotional traders who blow up. The market really didn't beat me. I beat myself. And sitting there with a quite wrecked account, I'd faced the brutal truth. Days I didn't even turn on my computer. I couldn't stand to look at the charts even. The loss felt like a trauma. Just needed to grave in a way. I replayed it over and over again in my head, crushing it with the shame and anger. But eventually, the raw emotions started to fade, and I felt this desperate need to understand why it happened. I know my strategy didn't fail. My execution did it. It was my psychological breakdown. This led me to a single most important lesson I've ever learned in trading. A trading plan is just a piece of paper if you don't have the mental armor to follow it when you're under extreme pressure. My strategy was designed to handle losses, but it wasn't. The tuition I paid for a crash course in loss aversion, the psychological principle that the pain of losing is twice as powerful as the pleasure of winning. That was drove me to double down. I was so desperate to erase the pain of that loss that I was willing to risk it all. The disaster forced me to rebuild my entire approach, from psychological one. I built a new system, a fortress of rules designed to protect myself from myself. The stop loss is now sacred. It's unbreakable law. I said it, and I never ever move it unless is to lock it with a profit. Even a hard stop loss is what pulls the emotion out of the trade, forces you to honor the plan. Second, I drastically cut my position size. My old size made sense on the paper, but it was psychologically too big for me to handle. The loss was big enough to hijack my brain. Now, no single trade has the power to emotionally compromise me ever again. I started a trading journal with a new focus. I don't just log to my trade, I log to my emotion state for every single trade. Feeling and anxious, greedy, scared. It's practically build self-awareness you need to stop your emotional trigger before they cause catastrophe. Finally, I put a mandatory cooldown period place. After a significant loss, I'm banned from trading at least 24 hours, no exceptions. Psychologically stop me from revenge trading and give the emotion storm time to pass. It's a crucial break from my own mind. That mistake was the most expensive lesson of my life, but it was also by far the most valuable one. It's the fire that forged me into the trader I am today. And it makes me want to ask you, the most expensive lesson that you learned, whether it's money or just stress, you can share in the comment below. Reading each other's stories is how we grow as a community and learn from each other's mistakes so we don't have to make them ourselves. Market crash doesn't let you just test your strategy. It reveals who you are. My biggest mistake taught me that winning in this game isn't about having the perfect system and never losing. It's about how you act when you're taking a hit. It's about staying disciplined when you're terrified, thinking clearly when your primal brain is screaming at you to do the exact wrong thing. A catastrophic loss doesn't have to be the end of your career. In fact, it can be the beginning. It can be brutal, it can be painful, necessary kick when you need to build the mental resilience for long-term success. Don't judge a trader by wins. You judge them by the way they handle the loss. Don't fear them, learn from them. Because in trading, survival is the ultimate victory.